Welcome to Whistler Olympic Park. Oh, awesome. Oh.
Nice. Just selfies.
The best part is the racing, right? Like as soon as the racing happens, it's
I
just
know.
like I just like totally into it. Like this is
And
kind
you're
of
just staring at the screen, just like
it's just like
talking it out
experiencing.
loud what you're thinking. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, but this is a little more outside the norm. But.
Don't worry, there's like 200,000 people watching right now.
That's a good question on the YouTube. I don't know. Here at Whistler Olympic Park today. Welcome everyone to Whistler Olympic Park for the 2023 FIS Nordic Junior and U23 World Ski Championships. What an incredible venue for some incredible championships coming up. So I've got Tim Wintonu here to my left. He's a longtime ski coach and wax tech here in Canada. I've got Nathaniel Ma, the former Team Canada member for Nordic Combined. I'm Steve Scholes, your host for today's opening ceremonies and the cross-country ski events. And Tim, what are your thoughts on these cross-country ski competitions coming up?
Well, Steve, first of all, I'm excited to be here at the location of the 2010 Winter Olympics. What a venue. What a spot for these championships. I'm looking forward to an action-packed week of racing.
Now, Nathaniel, we've also got the ski jumping and Nordic Combined. What are your thoughts on those competitions coming up in the next week?
Bronze medal in the ski jumping team event. You know, to be back here in Whistler, obviously we haven't seen a competition of this level since the 2010 Olympics. So, you know, to see it return to Canada, to see all these young and amazing talented athletes return here to compete at their highest level of sport, it's amazing. And I can't wait to see the excitement throughout the week.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible week. And as Tim was mentioning, we're here at the venue of the 2010 2010 Winter Olympics. And this is the biggest event at this venue since those Olympics. So we're going to be going to our opening ceremonies and the procession of the athletes. We've got 38 countries here, over 500 athletes, and over 300 coaches and wax technicians here for this event. Okay, coming up is our procession of the athletes and our procession led by the SPOES performance team playing a traditional paddling song as they lead the athletes towards the opening ceremonies. The SPOES performance team, they are ambassadors for the Squamish and Lillooet Cultural Center. This is a traditional paddling song as they lead these athletes into the opening ceremonies. Again, this is the venue for the 2010 Olympics for the cross-country ski events, and here we have the procession of the athletes. That's Andorra, one of their top athletes, Gina Del Rio, just recently second place in an OPA Cup race in Germany in the classic sprint. Of course, the classic sprint's coming up Saturday and Sunday, the juniors on Saturday, U23 on Sunday. Now we've got Argentina coming in. They've got one athlete here, Franco Del Faro. He recently competed at the World University Games that were just in Lake Placid just about a week ago. He competed at last year's World U23 Championships in Norway. And just back in September, won 2 South American Cups. And now we've got the Australian team. Big contingent from Australia, and it's been an incredible winter in Australia. Falls Creek has had massive snowfalls. They've had a great winter. Top American skier Jesse Diggins training there, and some great members of the Australian team. A couple names to mention. Hugo Hinkfuss, recently top junior at the U.S. National Championships, and he skis for University of Colorado. Also in there, Xana Evans. She recently won the U20 race at Canadian Trials. She was here in Prince George. Now we've got Austria coming in. So Austria, just a smaller team. I think they've got 5 athletes here. And their flag bearer, Jonas Schuster. And some of their top athletes here.
I think many of the Austrian ski jumping Nordic Combined athletes are still on their way here, with the first competition not being till the first. A lot of them are going to be arriving today. So definitely, especially in the Austrian contingency, a lot of strong Nordic Combined and ski jumping athletes. So they'll be looking to those 2 events to really make a mark on the podium.
Okay, and here we've got Brazil coming in. They've got one athlete here, Manix Silva. He competed at last year's World Junior Championships and also the Olympics in Beijing.
Yeah, it's interesting to note, Steve, he's actually the first Brazilian athlete to compete in all 4 cross-country Olympic events in Beijing.
Now Bulgaria coming in. So some of their top athletes, Daniel Peshkov. He was second in a Balkan Cup end of last season. Okay, here is the Chilean team, and I dropped by their wax cabin the other day, and they are so excited. They were very, very friendly. Martine Flores carrying the flag, and Milere Sandoval, the only female on the team. And they told me they only get about 2 months of snow, skiable snow conditions every year, and they ski about 60 kilometers from Santiago. And yeah, they're just so excited. This is their first ever World Junior Championships that they've come to. And again, just you can see the smiles on their face. They
That
were
is some
so
serious
happy to be here.
excitement there.
Well, Steve, they're training full time in Chile, or a lot of the time they're traveling or doing different?
So they actually been in BC for a month. They were in
Okay.
Princeton, BC, training, I think, for the last month.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and this looks like the Chinese team coming in. And they're, we've got some of the local athletes helping that procession. And I believe that's because the Chinese are competing in the Nordic Combined for ski jumping.
Yeah, a lot of the time, you know, they started as getting ready for Beijing, and they still have quite a strong program. Most of them are based out of Slovenia. They have so many athletes to work with at the moment, and developing right up from 6 years old all the way up to this level here. And I believe that last Chinese athlete, he actually is based in Hollyburn, the ski club there, based in North Vancouver. So great to see him up here, representing his home club, but also representing China.
Okay, now Croatia coming in. One of their top athletes on the cross-country ski side, Marko Skender. He just completed in the World University Games and also competed in the Beijing Olympics. And now Czechia coming in. So Czechia, some of their top athletes, they had a number of athletes compete at the World University Games. Barbara Antosova, she was at the World University Games and also competed on the World Cup. And she was actually 27th in the Beitostolen sprint on the World Cup, which is a tough event to get a high placing in.
Yeah,
so she's one of the top
World
athletes.
Cup for sure, with all the Norwegians racing. With that World Cup.
They're pumped to be here. I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh, that's Milere Sandoval from the Chilean team. She is definitely pumped. And those are the chocolate medals that they receive. So there's the Denmark team. So the Denmark team, that's Eski Roanow, the flag bearer, and Magnus Tobiasen, the card holder.
I think many of the Danish skiers are based out of Lillehammer as well in Norway, working along with some of the club teams there.
Right, and actually Eski lives in Aspen, Colorado, and trains with the Aspen Valley Ski and Snowboard Club, so might have a few people watching from the Aspen Club. And here is Spain. Now Spain, a really strong team. They, one of their top athletes, Amy Puello, was second in the skate sprint at the recent World University Games.
And you know what? I was watching him today skiing the sprint course practice. He looks really, really strong. One of the athletes that definitely stood out, that looked confident in some of those more technical corners. So he's going to be interesting to watch, and especially coming off the World University Games, in shape, ready to go.
Now we've got Team Finland, another really large, really strong team here at these World U23 and Junior Championships. Sorry, that was Estonia that was just coming in. That was, now we've got Finland.
Yeah.
So Finland coming in, and definitely some favorites for the competitions in the cross-country skiing. Nico Antola, recently third in the Finnish Senior Championships in one of the races, so definitely he's a strong skier for these events. And I just want to mention on Estonia, they had come through earlier. So Estonia, Katie and Kaidi Kasiku, Estonian twins that'll be racing here. Now Team France coming in, showing a lot of positive energy. So Team France, a lot of strong skiers, but one that really sticks out is Yves-Ondine Duchaufour. She was the anchor for the French team last year in the mixed relay for World Juniors, and they got a silver medal.
And another interesting point there, Steve, is Whistler local Etienne is helping wax skis for the French team.
Right. And now we've got Great Britain. Great Britain coming in, and their flag bearer is Joe Davies.
Another Whistler local. Yeah, he's from Whistler, dual citizenship, so he's with Great Britain, been living in Canmore, and also Chris Manhart had been coaching him over the years.
You got Tabitha Williams, who's a Canmore local. She's from Canmore Nordic Ski Clubs, where she works now, training in Lillehammer along with the rest of the British team. So great to see them here in full force, and many of them having roots in Canada as well.
Yeah,
they're
and
definitely
as
gonna
well
have
as Gabe was from Strathcona Nordics on the team as well. So
definitely gonna have a lot of fans out there here.
A lot of
Whistler.
Canadians on that team.
So the German team coming in, and their flag bearer, Helen Hoffman, So last year at the World Junior Championships, or sorry, 2 years ago in the World Junior Championships, last year in the World Junior Championships, she took home a gold medal in the skate race. So she's one of the favorites, definitely. Now she'll be racing in the U23 category. Also another top athlete for Germany, Lisa Lohmann, who's been racing on the World Cup this year. And here is Team Italy.
Italy's got a ton of young Nordic combined athletes coming up at the moment. Iacopo Bartolas, who's been skiing on the World Cup, he competed in Beijing in the 2022 Olympics. He's definitely going to be one to watch. He's still got some time, some youthfulness to him and experience to learn, but definitely going to be one who's going to be fighting for the podium in the Nordic combined events.
Now, one of the athletes for Italy is Martina Di Centa. And Di Centa might ring a bell. Her dad, Giorgio Di Centa, took the 2006 Olympic gold in the 50K and also raced in Vancouver in 2010.
He was known for wearing that golden toque out on the race course.
Now Japan coming in. Japan, so many strong ski jumpers and Nordic combined athletes. Ryota Yamamoto has been dominant on the World Cup, constantly on the podium. So there's a lot of young talent, a lot of strength in those two sports. One to watch is definitely going to be the women's Nordic combined field. Haruka Kasai, she's been constantly in the top 10 on the World Cup circuit this year.
Okay, now coming in is Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan, another team with a lot of skiers here. Some of the names to note on Team Kazakhstan.
Hey, Korea! Yeah, Korea!
It's great to see Kazakhstan here. One of the nations that often in the snow sports doesn't have a ton of representation. To see them in such a big number, it is great.
Yeah, one of their top skiers is Bazultan. He recently 11th at the World Junior Championships last year. Now here's Korea, and I don't believe they have any cross-country skiers here, but any thoughts on Nordic combined or ski jumping?
The Korean program, there's definitely a few jumpers that are coming up the ranks, starting to get their footing on the Alpin and the FIS Cup circuit. So great to see them here and getting ready to compete.
Okay, now we've got Latvia coming in, and carrying the flag is Loris Kasperleis, and also in there is Samantha Krampa. We've got Liechtenstein coming in, the flag bearer Nina Reidener, and the card carrier Robin Frummold. So two athletes from Liechtenstein. And here comes Lithuania. So Ernest Tretyakov, one of their top athletes, helping lead them in here. And now one of the largest teams here, Team Norway. A very, very strong team here across all events, all categories. And there's the head coach just going by there. And yeah, Norway coming in. We've got some of the big names. Mila Grosberg-Haugen Andreasen. She has been dominating junior women skiing in Norway. In fact, I think the score is Mila 6, Norway juniors 0 so far this year.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. She just came off also a 5th place finish in the Norwegian champs. So she is looking fast.
And now we've got Poland coming in. And a couple names to mention on Poland. Of course, Isabella Macisz, who recently won the Canadian trials. They've been in
very strong, and obviously she got that U23 medal last year, so she's definitely going to be one to watch. She looked really strong at the trials of Rent in Prince George, and after the event she even told me, like, I'm not much of a sprinter, and yet she was off the
won
front.
that sprint.
Exactly. So she's going to be she's definitely a great form and going to be interesting to watch.
Okay, now Romania coming in.
Romania's there's definitely some ski jumpers coming up the ranks. They're mostly on the FIS and Continental Cup, but they've shown a lot of improvement, and they're really starting to I think find their roots. Trading out of Slovenia, based in Planica there, and it's great to see some of the younger jumpers starting to compete at the higher levels.
Okay, here comes Slovakia. So leading Slovakia, the flag bearer Veronika Bukosova, and their card carrier is Macia Horniak. here comes Slovenia. Slovenia, definitely strong in the Nordic Combined and ski jumping, and of course they're hosting the World Senior Championships this year in about a month and a half's time, and then the next year's World Junior Championships will be at Planica, Slovenia.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many strong ski jumpers coming out of that nation. Nika Previc, who's been really strong in the World Cup, and obviously the youngest sibling of the famous Previc ski jumping family. She is looking to take on the podium for sure here and make her mark in Canada.
Now here is Switzerland. Their flag bearer Anja Weber. She was the U23 World Champion in Luna, Norway in 2022 in the 10K Classic. She'll be one of their strongest athletes here.
Yeah, hopefully she'll repeat.
They're pumped. They're pumped to
Yeah.
be here. I like it.
Oh, nice energy here from Sweden. Now, their flag bearer is the World U23 champion in the skate sprint last year in Norway, Moa Hansen.
She's also another favorite to win a medal here. This champs.
Sweden's so strong in the cross country.
Yeah.
A couple other athletes to mention, Lisa Eriksson and Tova Eriksson. Lisa Eriksson has already won several medals at World Junior Championships, and this will be her last year as a World Junior. And here is Chinese Taipei. And definitely that program led by Coach Peng. And there's Ian Murray.
Yeah.
And there's Coach Peng right there.
Canmore resident Ian Murray.
Yeah, they got so much great energy. And, basically all year long they train on roller skis. And they've got to travel to places like Japan or Canada.
Yeah, they've been to Canada numerous times for on-snow camps over the
I
last
think
couple years.
they spent the last 2 weeks in Canmore training along with Ian, obviously local Canmorite. He knows the courses there, so he's been working with them, getting them prepped for this championships.
And here is Turkey. So that they're being led in by Abdullah Ilmaz, their cross-country ski athlete here. One cross-country ski athlete here for Turkey. And here comes Ukraine. So Ukraine, I believe no cross-country ski athletes, but I think they are represented in the Nordic Combined and ski jump. So great to have Ukraine here at Whistler Olympic Park.
Yeah, I know a number of the Ukrainian athletes were competing at the FIS U Games in Lake Placid recently. So a lot of them will be coming straight from there. And again, great to see them here.
And here is the United States team. Definitely one of the strongest teams here. And there you can see carrying the flag is JC Schoonmaker, Schoondog, who is definitely a favorite for the sprint, the U23 sprint coming up on Sunday. Also Luke Jager, another favorite. He's going to be doing the sprint, the classic sprint and the classic mass start. Also in U23, Novi McCabe and Sophie Laukley, and a bunch of great juniors as well.
And here's Team Canada. Look at that. Marley is the flag bearer with Team Canada, another Whistler local, born and raised here. There's going to be lots of locals cheering her on and the rest of Team Canada. This is exciting.
There's Noah Weirchaber from Foothills Nordics out front carrying the sign. You know what? There's so much young talent, just amazing group of athletes here. They're so strong. Chris Jeffries at the back there, bringing him in, the high performance director. But Remy Drolet obviously standing out last year in 2022, got to compete at the Beijing Olympics, was part of the historic silver medal team in the 2020 World Juniors in Oberwiesenthal. And then obviously, Xavier McKeever, a lot of eyes are on.
Yeah, tomorrow.
He watched his uncle, Brian McKeever, and his dad, Robin McKeever, win gold here at the Paralympics in 2010.
Yeah.
So for him to be here representing Canada, full circle for him. He's going to wear the flag and hopefully be able to put Canada on the podium. Another athlete to talk about, obviously, the ski jumping event, Alexandria Lutic, just won her first World Cup medal over in Zao, Japan. She's coming straight from Germany to here. Should be arriving next few days. She's definitely one of the favorites and one of the strongest in the field and one to watch.
Okay, and now we have First Nations Ambassador Georgina Dan giving a blessing to the athletes in the event.
Kathwa alapin shnuknukwa in chash kluch, shamasquachi cha Georgina, Liba Uskan, Statlemuskan. Hello, everyone. My traditional name is Cluch. English translation is Sweet, but you all can call me Georgina. I'm from the Lilwat Nation that's within the Statleamuch territory, and it's so nice to see you all here today. I would like to welcome you all here to the unceded territories of the Squamish Nation and the Lilwat Ool Nation. I would like to welcome all the people that are coming from the, I believe, 37 different countries today onto our territories here, and I'm so glad that it's such a beautiful day. We couldn't have asked for better weather for today for our procession. And we'd like to welcome you all with two songs, one from one from Squamish, one from Lilwat. Here in the Callahan, we're actually we're pretty close to our nearest shared village between the Squamish and Lilwat nations, Spois. And the song that we would like to share next is known as the Snowbird Song, Tum Tum Slolum. And the snowbird, the whiskey jack, you'll actually see all over Whistler and Blackcomb Mountains, and they're quite friendly. Emma Douglas, she's the creator of this song. The song came to her when she was quite ill and she was at a certain point in her life. Emma Douglas, she comes from the Lilwat Nation and married into the Squamish Nation. And we have, I believe the Squamish Nation, they have switched the way the song is shared so that way we don't call the bad medicine that she had at that time when she created this song. So I hope you enjoy. As we are on the shared territories of Squamish Nation and Lilwat Nation, we just shared a Squamish Nation song. as we were processioning in, we shared the Lilwat Nation welcoming song. That song we share, and we would traditionally, kind of just like so, we would greet our guests or our friends that are traveling through our territories to welcome them in. And the second song we just sang was a way of blessing the land that we are on for a good day. And this final song I'd like to share, we would like to share, is known as the Groundhog Song. The reason why Whistler's called Whistler is because of these groundhogs. You'll still see them up on top of the mountains, and these nations, they'd come here for the groundhogs, because it is said if you ate one before winter, you wouldn't get ill, as they're so fatty. And when they would come here, they noticed that the groundhogs, and we'll all notice that they're quite territorial. They'll let out a nice whistle. And that whistle is the reason why Whistler's called Whistler. So I hope you enjoy the Groundhog Song. Kukshamuth Kalap, Hoichuk, thank you so much for allowing us to practice our protocol. And once again, we'd like to welcome you here to the unceded territories of Squamish Nation and the Wet'ul Nation.
Hello, everyone. What a spectacular day here at Whistler Olympic Park. Thank you for being here. We are honored to have the Squamish and Lillooet ambassadors and the SPOES performance team with us today. Thank you. Wonderful performance. I would also like to begin by acknowledging the land we are gathered on today. We are grateful to be holding our event on the traditional and unceded territory of the Squamish and Lillooet nations. We will now present the Canadian flag. Thank you. We will now present the International Ski and Snowboard Federation flag. My name is Norman Labe, and I am the chair of Black Tusk Nordic Event Society, on behalf of whom I would like to welcome you all to beautiful British Columbia. I would like to thank you all for traveling from 36 different countries around the world to be here. We are thrilled to be the hosts of the 2023 FIS Nordic Junior and U23 Cross Country World Ski Championships, the largest event held here at the majestic Whistler Olympic Park since the 2010 Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games. This event has been made possible with the government support, the contributions of our generous sponsors, and the extraordinary effort made by over 300 volunteers spending countless hours to prepare for this event. And of course you, the 707 athletes, coaches, and team support crews from around the world. Thank you. We at Black Tusk Nordic Event Society have given each of you a medal already because we want to personally acknowledge the efforts you have made to get here. The hours of training are a testament to your dedication. I hope that all of you have a wonderful experience and have your best performance yet. We will all bite to the finish. Now I'd like to introduce Nancy Richard, our Director of Marketing and Communications, who will say our welcome message in Canada's other official language. Nancy?
Aujourd'hui, 36 différents pays se rencontrent pour célébrer leur passion pour le ski nordique. Le comité organisateur vous dit merci d'être là. C'est avec joie que nous présentons les championnats du monde FIS Junior U20 et U23 de ski nordique. Le plus grand événement à avoir lieu au Parc olympique de Whistler depuis les Olympiques et les Paralympiques de 2010. Un événement de cette envergure est possible grâce à l'appui de nos gouvernements ainsi qu'aux contributions de nos nombreux commanditaires. Nous aimerions souligner nos 300 bénévoles extraordinaires qui continuent de se dévouer pour le bon déroulement de cet événement. Et bien sûr, vous, les 707 athlètes, entraîneurs et équipes de soutien, bienvenue au Parc olympique de Whistler. Une médaille en chocolat, vous vous demandez? La société nordique Black Tusk veut reconnaître les efforts que vous avez dû faire afin d'être parmi nous aujourd'hui. Nous vous souhaitons une expérience dont vous allez vous rappeler et possiblement votre meilleure performance jusqu'à présent. Bonne chance!
I would now like to introduce Mikko Rantanen from the International Ski and Snowboard Federation, who is the event's technical delegate for cross-country skiing. He will make the event now be open.
Hello everyone and welcome to Whistler. I'm happy to be here to welcome to you this event. And on the behalf of International Ski and Snowboard Federation, I declare the Junior and U23 World Ski Championships open.
Thank you, Miko. And thank you, everyone. We hope you compete hard, play fair, and enjoy your stay. Thank you.
Okay, so we're just drawing to a conclusion the opening ceremonies. Again, 38 countries, 500 athletes, 300 plus technicians and coaches here. We've got 9 days of competition across cross country, Nordic combined, and ski jumping. Now tomorrow, we start off with the cross country competitions with the junior men's sprint, and then Sunday, the junior sprint, and then Sunday, the U23 sprints. Tim, your thoughts on those races coming up on the weekend?
Yeah, tomorrow, junior men and women, starting us off with probably one of the most exciting races of the week. We will be tuned in, as you can see on the screen, 11:50 for the heats. Qualifications will take place in the morning, and the top 30 athletes in each category will advance, and followed Sunday by the U23 category.
Yeah, so join us, everyone, at 11:50 tomorrow for the junior men and women sprints. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, and I can tell you the sprint course is really exciting, really dramatic, and we are going to declare our first junior world champions tomorrow. Okay, so thanks for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Audio is not crouched in. Not that